Along these isolated, windswept shores, the brutal battle for survival begins anew each day. Every feature is adapted for a harsh existence in the world's coldest waters. Across oceans and ice, an extraordinary diversity of species faces the same ultimate test. On these isolated rocky outposts, safety is found only in numbers. But just off the rocky shores, the ocean's most apex hunters are waiting. Every dive for food forces them to run a deadly underwater gauntlet. On the frozen edges of the world, survival demands constant movement. Beneath the surface, every narrow corridor can become a deadly trap. For the giants of the deep, the surface offers a brief, quiet sanctuary. Along these shifting coastlines, the giants of the polar seas find a brief moment of rest. But in a warming world, the frozen architecture can shatter without warning. From every corner of the planet, their voices rise in a collective call for survival. Beneath the surface, the illusion of safety quickly dissolves in the open ocean.
Where the water deepens, apex predators signal a deadly shift in the hunt.
Thousands of miles away, the struggle unfolds on entirely different shores. In these harsh borderlands, even terrestrial apex predators have adapted to hunt along the tides. On the open shore, numbers offer a fragile security against danger. But it is in the water where their true strength and elegance are unlocked. In the shelter of the kelp forest, agility is a mammal's greatest defense. But in the open ocean, danger emerges from the gloom without warning. Speed and numbers turn the ocean surface into a chaotic maze for the hunter. In these coastal waters, apex predators patrol the boundaries of the shallows. A great white moves effortlessly, a constant presence amidst shifting schools of fish. Out in the open blue, other hunters trace the endless marine highways.
In the sheltered kelp forests, the fur seals move with effortless agility.
But these waters are shared with one of the ocean's most ancient predators. Yet, scientific records reveal an astonishing inversion of the natural order. Returning to the safety of the shore, they must remain constantly alert. The ocean holds both their sustaining livelihood and their greatest dangers. On this crowded coast, dominance must be asserted with powerful displays. Along these rugged coastlines, thousands gather to seek refuge from the unforgiving tides. But survival requires enduring both the crushing weight of the land and the perils of the deep.
Beneath the surface lies a completely different world, teeming with both opportunity and hidden danger.
In the crushing silence of the abyss, life remains remarkably resilient. The leopard seal navigates these forests with unmatched precision and grace.
Survival demands total commitment, and the stakes here are life and death.
Beneath the turbulent surface surf, a master of disguise moves with silent elegance.
Blending perfectly with the reef, it waits for the ideal moment to strike.
Using jet propulsion, it darts across the open water to find new hunting grounds. Human hazards introduce a perilous twist to the daily struggle for survival. Mastering the art of deception allows this intelligent creature to completely vanish.
In the safety of the kelp forest, it moves with sudden and majestic confidence.
For centuries, tales of these intelligent shapeshifters have captivated human explorers.
In the safety of the kelp forests, they move with unmatched elegance. But on the ocean floor, constant vigilance is the only key to survival. On the crowded shores, rivalries flare up instantly as territory becomes a matter of survival. Further down the coast, thousands gather, finding safety in overwhelming numbers against the elements.
This shore belongs to the strong.
As human boundaries expand, these clever marine predators learn to exploit new resources for food.
Bold and imposing, this giant commands respect, even in the midst of human activity.
On the shore, conflict erupts as domestic threats encroach upon their ancestral resting grounds.
Domesticated threats push these coastal mammals further from their nesting grounds.
Safety is found in numbers, as massive colonies gather along the shallow reefs.
Beneath the waves, immense schools of fish form the foundation of this fragile food web.
On the shores, different species share a temporary and uneasy truce.
From high perches, they scan the shifting currents for signs of danger. Every resident of these jagged rocks must remain constantly vigilant.
On these treacherous volcanic perches, the marine mammals find temporary sanctuary from the dangers below.
But in the nearby shallows, an entirely different cycle of life unfolds out of sight.
Deep in the dark currents, a stealthy hunter emerges from the abyss. Deep in the abyssal layers, specialized predators navigate the endless gloom.
A sudden flash of crimson reveals a shift from calm to hunting mode.
Together, they plunge deeper into the blackness, driven by the thrill of the hunt. Deep within the cold currents, the ocean's great hunters begin to stir. On the rugged shores, communities gather to face the changing seasons together. In numbers, they find warmth and vital protection against the elements. Beneath the surface, the ocean's depths conceal the primary harvest for coastal hunters. On the sun-warmed shores, the colony gathers to recuperate and defend their territory. Each scar tells a story of survival against the ocean's most formidable forces. On land, every movement requires immense energy, yet survival demands constant forward momentum.
These shores are heavily guarded by volatile waters and unforgiving stone.
Isolation brings a fleeting moment of peace, before the sea calls once more.
Leaving the surf behind, these unique sea lions venture deep into the coastal fields.
Social bonds and dominance hierarchies are constantly tested on these steep shores.
Beneath the surface, other masters of survival hide in plain sight. On the dark volcanic shores, dominance is claimed through deafening vocal battles.
Rearing high, each giant attempts to intimidate the rival with sheer physical stature.
In this crowded colony, disputes must be settled quickly to conserve vital energy. Though separated by regions, these coastal giants share a fierce instinct to defend their territory.
For the young, the safety of the coastal grass offers a temporary sanctuary from the elements.
But on these open shores, danger is never far away, demanding absolute vigilance. In these crowded coastal sanctuaries, youth provides a brief, peaceful respite from the coming struggles.
Even in moments of rest, the shoreline remains a perimeter that must be watched.
Just beneath the surface, a silent shadow patrols the borders of the colony.
From high above the coast, safety is a fleeting illusion in these changing waters.
Beneath the surface, grace quickly gives way to the stark realities of hunger. A sudden defense, or a warning shot to anyone daring to cross its path. Below the surface, a delicate chain of life thrives in the shadows of the coastal reef. On the shore, moments of safety are precious and fleeting. An alarm call shatters the quiet, signaling danger on the horizon. On these isolated shores, raw power demands absolute territory. A vocal standoff can escalate into a brutal clash at any moment.
Further north, survival takes on a more silent, frozen rhythm.
Across the frozen expanses of the world, survival demands constant, unyielding movement. Whether navigating endless fields of ice or the dense corridors of the tropics, families march together. For these giants, every ocean landing is a grueling return to solid ground. On these remote shores, survival demands immense physical dominance. In the ocean depths, their massive bulk transforms into absolute grace. Every scar tells a story of enduring the harshest edges of the world. In these frigid coastal waters, danger arrives silently from the deep. Safety is found in numbers, crowded along the edges of the misty cliffs. Within these dense colonies, complex vocal interactions maintain social bonds and territory.
Recent studies suggest high levels of cognitive awareness and problem-solving in these species.
Deep below the surface, unique predators navigate the dark, frigid waters of the seabed.
In the vibrant kelp forests, harbor seals masterfully navigate the dense marine canopies.
Surfacing to rest, they find sanctuary on the wave-washed rocks of the shoreline.
But on these exposed outposts, the ocean's raw power is a constant, unyielding force.
On these isolated fringes, claims of dominance echo across the shifting currents.
Beneath the ice, a different kind of hunter patrols the frozen depths. Equipped with specialized teeth, it is perfectly evolved to grip and tear. Between intense hunts, these apex predators save precious energy on the pack ice. Sharing space on the limited flues can spark brief moments of friction. In the water, their unmatched grace conceals the true power of a master hunter. From remote outposts, researchers closely monitor these apex predators in their shifting environments.
Their interactions with humans and their raw power are frequently highlighted in global media.
As an apex predator of the frozen dark, it defies any attempt at containment.
In the isolation of the frozen south, moments of absolute tranquility are rare and hard-earned.
Displaced from its icy realm, this apex predator encounters a world it was never meant to know. But in the true wild, an even greater force patrols the open sea. On these stark, unforgiving shores, every moment of rest is carefully calculated. Further south, floating icebergs serve as temporary outposts in a boundless kingdom of ice. But in these waters, safety is fleeting, and the next threat is never far away.
Patrolling the edges of the ice, the apex predator searches for any sign of movement.
On the ice above, safety is guaranteed only for those who stay vigilant. Every individual must move fast to minimize exposure to the open margins. Plunging into the freezing depths, they enter a world fraught with unseen perils. The apex predator strikes, moving with terrifying speed through the sunlit depths. Breaching the icy surface, the hunter scans the pack ice for its next opportunity. On the ice, moments of rest are precious and hard-won. Beneath the frozen ceiling, grace replaces the struggle of the surface.
On the crowded shores, claims of dominance begin at a young age.
In these freezing waters, survival demands a fierce assertion of dominance. Ancient ice walls define this frozen world, shaping the lives of all who dwell here. On these isolated shores, safety is found in numbers against the cold and elements. In these brutal conditions, magnificent tusks serve as both tools and symbols of absolute dominance. In the water, their apparent clumsiness vanishes, replaced by a surprising, effortless grace. But returning to the sea over these treacherous cliffs is a dangerous, life-threatening gamble. On the tundra, predators and prey navigate a tense, unwritten truce. In the shallow coastal bays, the water offers a brief, weightless sanctuary. Descending to the murky floor, it plows the sediment in search of hidden clams.
These sensitive whiskers are vital tools, allowing them to locate tiny prey buried deep within the dark seabed.
Understanding their complex ecological needs helps scientists protect these critical polar habitats.
For other species, like this bearded seal, these drifting ice platforms offer a crucial refuge to rest.
Across these freezing waters, every species relies on the rich, interconnected polar ecosystem.
For the walrus, the open sea is a bountiful highway, but rest must be found on solid ground.
These massive tusks are both vital tools for survival and symbols of dominance on the ice. Their unique sensory tusks pierce the air, guiding them safely along the treacherous ice-free corridors. As they slip back into the frozen abyss, The eternal rhythm of survival continues unbroken.